It came. It finally came. The Sony A7S3 is finally here, and I am so excited to get my hands on this thing and just take a look at what it feels like in the hands. I usually hate unboxing videos. I don't usually watch them. Now here I am making one. What is life? But the reason I decided to make an unboxing video right here is because I've actually used the Sony A7 III for over 2 years now, which is what I'm recording on currently. And I want to just get a sense for, what did Sony do different? What did they do different with the handling of the body, with the user interface, and just a really practical review. I'm not going to get into all the technical specs. There's plenty of videos out there that do that, but I just want to, from just a consumer, somebody who uses these cameras all the time. I use the A7S3 or the A7 III all the time, and now I want to take a look at the S3 and just see what they did differently and give you my first impressions. So let's get into the box. Let's see, it comes with all these cables or cables and paperwork that, does anybody read? Probably should read, but nobody actually does read. When we get into the internals, let's see here. We got a beautiful strap that I will never, ever use. Literally ever. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Very excited for this moment. There it is. Wow. Oh my goodness. Right away, the girth of the grip. Oh my goodness. This thing is just meaty. We have a battery, a Z battery, which are great. We have a battery charger, which is nice. I don't even think my A7 III came with a charger, and a power cable. Okay, so that's it. There's the box. Let me clean this up for a second. Okay, cleaned up a bit. The first things I notice about the camera body are the lock dials, and I'm so glad that these have these. I know that I think the R series has these locking dials for the exposure compensation or for the mode dials. And I'm super glad that it has that, because on my A7 III, I'm always adjusting that exposure compensation and even the mode dial sometimes on accident, and I don't like that. So the fact that it has these locking mechanisms are super helpful. Next thing I noticed is it looks like the eyepiece is even a little bit bigger or wider. I'm not sure. I'd have to do a side-by-side comparison here, but it looks just really, really big. I actually use the eyepiece quite a bit for shooting video, especially when I shoot concerts. It's just really nice to, I'm so familiar with taking photos that's just a comfortable thing for me. So I want my camera, when I'm even shooting video, to have that capability to shoot through the viewfinder. Another little known fact about shooting concerts are a lot of concerts don't let you shoot video, or at least they say that you're not allowed to. And so it's really obvious if you're sitting there going like this, holding your camera up, that you're taking video. But if you fold this up and shoot through the eye and take video, you get away with it. Okay, articulating screen looks great. You can go all the way down, you can go all the way forward, which is awesome. It even has this little mechanism here. It's like a little latch, so you can just reach your hand in there. I bite my fingernails. I gotta stop biting my fingernails. I bite them all the time. But it has this little latch so that you can just get your full finger right in there. And I got meaty fat fingers too, so like it's totally fine. It fits right there. Good, great. See, look at those bad boys. Those sausage hands. It is what it is. So another thing I noticed was this locking mechanism they use for opening the SD card slot. You actually have to push down and then out before you can open the door, which I think it just adds another layer of security, which I don't mind. But that is something that's different between the A7 III and the A7S III. The placement of the record button is now at the top, which I love. I think that's a perfect spot for it. And it gives you access to so many customizable buttons on the back. I just love all of these. C1, C2, C3, AE lock, AF on. You can customize all of these buttons and map them out according to what your needs are. So I all the time am switching picture profiles, white balance, even wanting to check audio meters and check my audio levels. So this is what I love doing, just customizing all of these buttons for what my personal needs are. And I love the placement of the record button being up top now. That's a great addition. Okay, so my overall first impressions, I love the way that this camera feels. I think they did a great job redesigning the body for the A7S III and really catering to their video creators. I know that the A7 III was actually marketed towards photo takers, really, and then with a minor or even moderate emphasis in video. But this camera is for video creators. If you like to take video, if what you do is you're a professional full-time filmmaker, this is going to be an incredible tool for you to create your art. This by no means is a full-fledged review in any way. I haven't even really turned this camera on. I've just kind of went through the menu system real quick while I'm sitting here. But in a few weeks, I'm planning on doing a more full-fledged review on the A7S III as it compares to the A7 III and what my needs are specifically. I want it to be a really relatable review. I know a lot of times YouTubers tend to get into the technicalities, all of the frame rates, all of the resolutions that you're able to shoot in, all of the dynamic range, the color profiles. And while all that stuff interests me, that's not what I'm gonna go ahead and review on. I think there's a lot of great videos out there, but I wanna give you a really practical review of if I'm using the A7S III versus the A7 III, what are the pros and cons? What are the pros and cons to both bodies? Because I have both, and I'm still going to use my A7 III a ton, especially for my photo taking needs. I think a lot of people right now are debating whether they spend the money on this camera or if they should go for the A7 III. And I think as someone who's used the A7 III for 2 years, literally every week for over 2 years, that I have some good insight for you onto what might be the pros on going with the A7 III versus the A7S III. So be looking out for that video coming very soon. As I begin to use this camera more, I want to do that comparison for you guys. Okay, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, please. It really, really helps. And turn the bell notification on. Why not? You know, you can get those alerts that, hey, Craig just dropped a new video. It's either going to be like a concert breakdown or it's going to be a camera or gear review or something like that. I know you're going to love the content coming from this channel, so give it a subscribe if you haven't. All right, peace out. I'm going to go play with my camera. That just smells so good. All right, peace.